Today we're diving into a hotel that's just a stone's throw from the happiest place on earth. But, looking at the reviews, staying there might actually be the unhappiest part of your trip. So let's figure out why.
Okay, so this is the Katella Palms Hotel in Anaheim. And on paper, it seems like a no-brainer, a perfect budget option for a big Disney vacation. But that 2.5-star rating, well, it tells a much more complicated story.
In fact, get this. Out of 126 hotels in Anaheim, it's ranked almost at the very bottom. A number like that doesn't just happen by accident. So, what is really going on here?
All right, let's start with the basics. What does this hotel actually promise its guests? What are its big selling points?
Well, the hotel's own pitch is pretty clear. They're selling themselves as the perfect balance for travelers who want to be right in the action without totally breaking the bank. Value, comfort, and convenience. That's the magic trifecta they're aiming for.
And to back that up, they list some pretty appealing amenities. You've got your free Wi-Fi, a pool, even a kitchenette. But let's be real, the true game changer on this list for any Disney traveler is that free shuttle service. That is a huge perk.
But the undeniable star of the show here is the location. I mean, being this close to Disneyland, Angel Stadium, and the Honda Center, it puts you right in the middle of everything Anaheim has to offer. And honestly, this is what gets people in the door.
So the hotel makes some pretty big promises, but what do the actual guest scores say? This is where the story gets really interesting, because the data reveals a super sharp divide.
That overall score of 2.5 out of 5 based on 33 reviews is a major red flag. It's not just mediocre, it really suggests that for a lot of guests, something went seriously wrong.
And wow, this chart just perfectly illustrates the problem. Look at that, a perfect 5 out of 5 for location. Can't beat it. But then, everything else just falls apart. The rooms score a dismal 2.3, and cleanliness isn't much better. It's like a hotel at war with itself.
Okay, so let's dig into the actual reviews and see how this data plays out in the real world, because the experiences people have here could not be more polarized.
So on one hand, you have guests who had a perfectly fine, even a really great experience. This reviewer from 2005 praised the comfortable beds and quiet rooms, which is exactly what you want after a 12-hour day walking around a theme park, right?
Another family was absolutely thrilled with the housekeeping. They pointed out how the staff not only kept the room clean, but also took the time to neatly arrange their son's stuffed animals and toys on the bed. I mean, that's a really lovely personal touch.
But for every story like that, there seems to be a complete horror story. While one guest says the staff went out of their way, another reports a room that was unbelievably dirty, with things like, and I'm reading this directly, boogers on the walls. It is genuinely hard to believe they're even talking about the same hotel.
We're just about halfway through this wild ride. If you're finding this breakdown helpful, please just take a second to subscribe and like. It really helps us bring you more straight-to-the-facts explainers just like this one.
Remember that free shuttle we mentioned? Well, that was another point of extreme division. Some found the drivers to be prompt and polite. This guest, however, described their shuttle driver as just plain obnoxious and rude to families with small kids.
In fact, some experiences were so profoundly negative that they led to review titles just like this one. I mean, when a guest says they would rather sleep in their car, you just know something went terribly wrong with their stay.
So what are you supposed to do with all this conflicting information? What does this massive inconsistency mean for someone who's just trying to plan a fun vacation?
The Katella Palms is without a doubt a hotel of extremes. You are guaranteed an unbeatable location. That part's a sure thing. But you are absolutely rolling the dice on whether you get a clean room, a comfortable bed, or a helpful staff member. It's a high-risk, high-reward situation that's based almost solely on that location.
And ultimately, all of this data leaves every traveler with a very personal question. What are you willing to risk for that perfect location? Are you a gambler, hoping for the best, or do you really need the peace of mind that comes with guaranteed quality? For the Katella Palms Hotel, the choice is all yours.